Thanks, Greg. About 5'7"? Yeah, me too. Works perfect. Works out nice here. What a great event this is. Obviously, wasn't around when both Brian and I were playing. But for the Watertown Times to be able to put forth the effort, they do one down at Jefferson County for Section 3 last night, and then here for Section 10. It's certainly a nice tribute to all the athletes that are here. Great coverage. I see Cap every so often. I'm a little bit more comfortable right now, Cap, because the phone's at a comfortable distance. It's not about 2.5 inches from my nose like it usually is during the interview. So this is a little more comfortable. So thank you. Like I said, it's great to see all the young women here too. I coach women sports at the Division I level at St. Lawrence University, and the growth of not only college women's hockey, but just the growth of women's athletics in general over just in the last 10 years that I've been involved in is fantastic. So to see the turnout of all the young women here is fantastic. You guys are only scratching the surface. A lot of people, not me, a lot of people have gone through a lot to get women's sports to a certain level, and it's at a very nice level, and there's a lot more that can be done, and I hope you guys certainly have the opportunity to continue on and perform at the level that you want to do, because it's a great opportunity for everybody to be involved, and it's great to see the Watertown Times incorporate all the young women here as well tonight. I left my phone at home, so, in this phone age, I completely feel naked not having a phone on me here for the last 2 hours. Hopefully my speech will not make you pull your phone out and give you an opportunity to check your messages and text while I'm up here. But just a couple of stories, and hopefully you can kind of try to relate them to what you guys have gone through and what you might have moving forward. Back in 1985, as Greg said, I was a 3-sport athlete here in Section 10 at Kent High School. Loved my time at Canton, graduated from Canton, and then went on to prep school for 1 year before moving back to St. Lawrence. But some of my greatest experiences and some of the experiences that I rely on come from high school sports. My closest friend group is essentially high school, all our high school buddies. We're all turning 50 next year, so we got a trip planned to go down there. So we've stuck together for 32 years, and we still tell the same old stories. But a couple stories I want to talk about. October 1995, we're just across the road here playing at Potsdam, SUNY Potsdam soccer game. Section Class C, we're playing Norwood, Norfolk. We got anybody from Norwood here, Norfolk here? Okay. We got one. It was a great game. We tie. We go into double overtime, and this is to move on to the state championship, Class C. And we go to penalty shots. And how many soccer players we got in here tonight? Handful of soccer players. We got Dad that raised his hand, former soccer player. All right, great. And it wasn't the standard penalty kick. It was the dribble in, which is considered now, you talk to anybody of the old guard in Section 10, they call it the dribble up year. I think it only lasted 1 year. So the first 5 Norwood players went. I mean, Phil Jenner doesn't score. Gary Gushlaw doesn't score. Some great soccer players from Norwood. 5 kids from Canton go. Billy Bascom doesn't score. Pete Merrill, who's probably one of the all-time great scorers at Canton High School, doesn't score. So 0 for 5, 0 for 5. And so I'm marginally on the bench, wondering if I'm going to be going. Norwood kid goes, dribbles down, our goalie trips the Norwood kid. So now he gets a real penalty shot to go. And he scores. So it's Norwood 1, Canton 0. Coach wheels around, Wellesley, you're up, go get it, okay? So I run up to my dribble spot. I dribble in, nearly trip over the ball, kick the ball right into the goalie's gut. Norwood wins. I'm laying flat on the ground. I think about, I'm gonna get up. I get up off, I'm laying face first. I look, and here's a sea of green coming at me. They're using me as a hurdle. They're going to celebrate. Norwood's moving on to the tournament. We're staying home. June 1987, which would have been my senior year. I qualified for the state golf tournament and went down to Cornell University and played down there. It's a 2-day tournament. Okay, and I think we had an exam or a study session the night before, and I stayed up real late. Okay, and I think I did a decent job on the exam, but I was hoping to sleep in the car on the way down. And unfortunately, our coach couldn't take me down. So he goes, listen, I've arranged a fantastic ride for you down. You're gonna ride down with Abby Leonard from Governor. Nobody is taking a nap, for those of you who know Abby, in the car down to Cornell. You guys know Abby, right? I mean, he could talk a buzzard right off a trash truck, you know? So, needless to say, I was a little weary-eyed when I got down to Cornell in the first round. I breezed through with 104. So for you non-golfers, that's not good, right? There's 99 participants in the state golf tournament. I was 99 heading into day 2. The coach comes up to me, he's like, Wellesley, what do you think for tomorrow? I said, Coach, it's gonna be okay, I'll get out of the last spot guaranteed. I said, there's no way I can shoot worse. My roommate was Kevin Douglas, Kevin Douglas from Governor, right? So my roommate's Kevin Douglas down there too. And so we ended up kibitzing. I don't think he shot very well, so we ended up kibitzing and talking all night long. And I backed up my 104 with a 114. So I was securely in the 99th position on the golf state tournament. When you think about what you guys do now, the pressures that you put on yourself, I think there's also all kinds of outside pressures that you get from your parents, you get from your classmates, your teammates, but most importantly, probably a lot of you put a ton of pressure on yourselves. And I think about those 2 incidents for me, and a lot of the times that things haven't gone great in sports. I think back, and obviously I can laugh, and some of you got a nice chuckle out of it, so I'm happy for that too. Of some of my misfortune. We get Jacques over there having a good time. I brought him in. I brought Jacques in to make sure he was laughing the whole time. Here, so your gift will be outside. I appreciate it. But I think, at the end of the day, we talk about the fundamentals when you think about sports and how you perform at sports and when you reach your maximum potential at sports. It's not what system you're using. It's not the X's and O's. That all helps. It's the fundamentals, and right down to the fundamentals, you got to work hard and you got to have fun. And at the end of the day, you can't take yourself overly serious. And if you can do that, I think you're going to find that you're going to be able to continue to excel at the next level. I mean, obviously, you got to put forth the effort if you guys want to continue on to play at the collegiate level. But I know it sounds cliche, but you have to have fun and you have to have work. You have to work hard, and you have to live it. You can't just say it. And if you're aspiring to go on and play in college, some of you are moving on, some of you are not quite of college age yet, and you want to play in college. Find someone who lives it. Find someone who lives working hard and having fun. Your coach should have more fun than you. That should be the competition that you're striving for, is that your coach should show up and have as much fun as you guys are doing. I got a great job, fortunate enough to coach women's hockey at St. Lawrence now for this will be my 11th year showing up. And the best part about my job is I get to reinvent myself every single August. Some things don't work, I try something different. But every year I get to reinvent myself, and whenever I find myself falling into a little cave of, we should win more games, I'll Cap's video on this, so I'm gonna have to go back and review it to heed some of my own advice. But make sure you have fun. Again, I know it sounds cliche, but it's the fundamentals of what you're doing as an athlete, and quite honestly, what you do showing up every day to school, and what you bring to the dinner table with your family. But hopefully you can take a couple of laughs from my experiences. It's okay to fail. It really is, because it makes you really, really appreciate when you have success. And if you do work hard and have fun, you're going to have a lot of success, and it tastes a lot better sometimes when you've been at the bottom of the barrel sometimes. So congratulations again to all the award winners here tonight. Watertown Times, fantastic event to have you here. We got Brian Leonard's football camp. This is the first of probably half a dozen plugs coming in here. That starts tomorrow. Okay? But Brian's going to be at the top. But his football camp starts tomorrow, and really appreciate the opportunity to speak. And hopefully you'll be able to take a couple of things here and enjoy the rest of your athletic careers as you move on. Thanks.